I haven't got the time to swap my laptop to a new Linux distribution lately, but I did try a super awesome VPN tool called Tailscale, and this is what happened. To understand what Tailscale does, let's talk about the features a traditional VPN has. With a traditional VPN, a client can join a network remotely by connecting to a VPN server. It is as if the client is sitting inside this network environment, which means, first, the user will be able to access everything inside, and second, the VPN will route all the traffic for the client when accessing the internet. Tailscale, on the other hand, is a bit different. It is aiming to create a peer-to-peer mesh network using the VPN protocol. To put it in English, it allows you to build a network with any machine you own, no matter where they are. For example, let's say I have 3 devices connecting to 3 different networks. A NAS in Canada, which has a lot of movies, a media server in China, and a phone connecting to the mobile network. Now, I want to use my phone to stream the movies from my NAS using the media server. I can simply create a Tailscale network to connect all 3 of them. Then, I will be able to point my media server to the NAS IP address, point my phone's media client to the media server, and watch movies. Tailscale is using Wireguard underneath, a fast and lightweight VPN to manage all the channels in between these nodes, as well as the data encryption. There is a detailed document explaining how Tailscale works on their website from the traditional VPN setup all the way to their implementations. So I won't go into details here. Now, let's see some benefits it brings. First, it is extremely easy to set up. All I did was sign up for an account which can connect up to 20 machines for free. Install Tailscale client on all the machines I want to connect, and log in one by one. And that's it. They will be able to see each other by using the IP addresses Tailscale assigned to them right after. This is much easier than my previous setup. In a pure VPN setup, I could not just use my public IP address for the VPN server because usually ISPs will reassign new IP addresses for its residential users periodically for security reasons. There is no way to reconfigure the server if this happens when I'm not home, because I won't be able to find my servers anymore. And even if I am home, I still need to regenerate new client profiles to accommodate the new IP and distribute them to my clients again. To solve this, I was running a cron job on my server to update the record of my IP address to a host name on the dynamic DNS service. I also had to do the port forwarding for the server on my router. This created some potential security threats. If anyone is aware of my public domain name, they can look up my IP address easily. And if I have some popular ports open, it is quite easy for the unauthorized people to get in. Now with Tailscale, I don't have to worry about that anymore. No public-facing domain name or ports anymore. Secondly, Tailscale is easy to maintain. It eliminates the need to use configuration files for its user. As long as you use the same authentication to log in on your Tailscale clients, they will be added to the same network. So I don't have to store or distribute my client files anymore. I used to place all my Wireguard configuration files on a USB. I don't really like this solution because my USB is also set up with Ventoy, which contains a lot of ISO files I frequently update. There is possibility that I might accidentally delete them when updating those ISO files. Thirdly, it is easy to access machines in different locations. This is a new requirement I have after coming back to China. I've made a lot of videos on installing Linux on my father's machines on my channel, even though his use cases are super simple, but I'm afraid that he might still need some help from me to maintain his systems after I move back to Canada. Also, I like to back up all the materials I use when creating YouTube videos. Usually one video is edited together with several recordings, screenshots, and thumbnails. Although I have a VPN server set up at home in Canada, uploading all of them to the NAS there can still take a long time. So I set up an Open Media Vault service in China to store my backup here. With the moving data approach, I was thinking about setting up another VPN server here in China so I can gain access in order to meet both of my requirements above. The issue with this is that I have to set up another dynamic DNS, do the port forwarding again, and manage the client configurations, which is tiresome just to think about it. Thank goodness I discovered Tailscale, because if you look at the document on how it works, you'll be able to see they also mentioned my solution on creating multiple endpoints. It works, but not elegant. Now with Tailscale, I'm able to avoid all these headaches within minutes, and on top of that, I can access both of my backups at the same time, no matter where I am anymore. Now, let's look at some other features Tailscale provides. When I was using Wireguard, accessing my NAS in Canada was not my primary use. I had to use it to connect to my previous company's VPN server. I was also using it to access Google Meets to join interviews lately. Tailscale does not offer this traffic routing feature like a VPN by default. Every node in the mesh network will need to handle the outside traffic by themselves. After some research, I was able to find two solutions. The first is to set up an HTTP proxy server on one of the nodes in Canada. The advantage of this approach is that I can control the internet access on the application level. It is extremely easy to have a browser plugin like Foxy Proxy for quick switching. The downside is that on my mobile device, I have to go to the Wi-Fi settings to manually change the proxy, which is quite tedious because it can't remember the server IP address after I turn it off. So I have to copy it over every single time. Another thing is that there's no way to use proxy when my phone is on mobile data. And please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think setting up another VPN server inside the mesh network will help because I can't turn on another VPN profile on my phone while using Tailscale at the same time. This issue can be solved by the official routing method provided by Tailscale, which is to advertise one of the nodes as an exit node that the others can use to route their traffic. I was able to use my node in Canada to handle my internet access this way. It perfectly solved the issue on my phone because this feature is available on their mobile app. Another feature I want to add is the file transfer function, which is a nice way to share files between the devices directly. I'm super happy now to finally have a way to transfer files quickly between my iPhone and Linux without installing iTunes or using cloud storage. In the end, I'm glad that I gave it a try. Not only does it cover my previous use cases, it also gives me the additional features to solve the issues I'll be facing in the future. So that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.